All right. Joe, you
All
got
right,
us?
bro. Listen, welcome back to the Unwanted Opinion podcast, man. Today, a big day in the NFL. Trade deadline is officially over. There were some big names moved today. We're going to start out in New York. Really, the first big one of the day. The New York Jets traded away Sauce Gardner. No one really saw it coming. Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts for 2 first-round picks and AD Mitchell. AJ, I'm coming to you first. First, I believe that the Colts are all in this year to go and try to win a ring.
For sure.
But second, 2 first-round picks for a corner is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's insane when, especially the past couple of seasons, there hasn't been like Sauce has been like the best corner in the league either. I mean, he's still been really good, but not like the first like 2 years of his career. So I think it's a lot, but I mean, it shows that the Colts, like you said, are all in. Kind of like what Froggy was saying, like before we got on, like the Colts are like all in behind Daniel Jones being the quarterback. So they see that window with him, Jonathan Taylor, like Tyler Warren, Alec Pierce, and Michael Pittman Jr. So I mean, it's a great move for them for sure, I guess, from that standpoint. But like, hopefully it works out well for them too, because they're not gonna have a first round pick till 2028. So I mean, I understand like why they did it, but I mean it's just something that we'll have to wait and see. And hopefully his production is great because their defense is probably is really good too. So hopefully he'll be able to help with that as well.
Yeah, they just needed their defense is very good. The pass rush is very good. They needed a corner. And
Right.
they went out and got it. It kind of reminds me of when the Rams went all in and traded for Jalen Ramsey. And they traded away all their picks. They still are in the first round. So
Yeah.
I mean, they're going for it. But Papers, can the Colts win with Daniel Jones? Because I do want to say, as a Giants fan, and I still root for Daniel Jones. But I said on the show Friday, Daniel Jones in a dome is a real thing. And we kind of saw him go back to his old ways in Pittsburgh. It was a little cold, a little chilly. Defense got to him. I mean, can they win this year?
Yeah. To go back real quick, I knew Sauce was going to be available. I also know that Jets fans weren't too happy with him and the organization because everybody was saying he hasn't progressed that much since his rookie year. So I had a feeling he would be moved. I actually didn't think Quinion would be moved, but we can get that in a little bit. I thought they would move on from Sauce. But then once I seen the trade, I wasn't shocked. But then once I seen the details, I was like, oh my God, there was no way the Jets could say no to that.
Yeah.
There's no way you say no to that.
No.
2 first and AD. It was like, oh my God, here we go again. So that's good for the Jets. The Colts, that was a massive overpay, in my opinion.
For sure.
If they win the Super Bowl, it'll be worth it. Can they win the Super Bowl? Sure. I think they will. If they get the number 1 seed, I think they'll go to the Super Bowl. But as we've seen, Daniel Jones, he struggled on the road last week. He had 3 turnovers? How many turnovers did he have?
5.
5 turnovers.
He had 5 turnovers. He had 3 interceptions, right?
And 2 fumbles.
And 2 fumbles.
Three
So
three picks, 2 fumbles.
it was bad. It was bad. But now, so let's see. So you got Kenny Moore, Sauce, and who's the other corner on the outside?
Charvarius Ward.
Charvarius Ward.
Mhm.
Now that's a really good secondary.
They
on
got Cam
paper.
Bynum as a safety too.
At safety.
Mhm.
That's a really good
Bynum.
secondary. They have a really good defense. So, fellas, I ain't gonna lie, man. Sauce, just put it this way. He was 2-7 or whatever the Jets record was. And now he's competing for a Super Bowl.
Right.
He's competing for a Super Bowl for the first time.
Yeah.
He's going to be motivated, blah, blah, blah. I think it's a good deal. I think it's a good deal.
I think it's a fair deal on both sides. I mean, if you're the Jets, you're extremely happy. This is the best. You couldn't even imagine. I'm thinking, you couldn't even imagine 2 first-round picks and then a young, talented receiver. It hasn't panned out in Indianapolis for AD Mitchell, but he was regarded as a better receiver in the draft a few years ago. So there's still hope for him. And I mean, first-round picks in the NFL are like the gold standard. Like they don't get thrown around often. Everyone wants to keep theirs. So I think both sides it worked for both. Let Indy go all in and see what they could do. I still don't think that they can win a championship with the quarterback Well,
hold on, why?
If they're home, they can. I think.
Okay.
I think if they're
I
in the
agree with
dome,
that.
I mean, they got all the pieces. They clearly
Yeah.
have the secondary now. The defense has been good.
Yes.
Offensive line's great. They got weapons galore on offense. If he could consistently play well at home and they could get the 1 seed, they could go. They could go. But it's going to be really hard. Like, for me, at the end, I'm sure a few of you guys agree, like, it doesn't really matter for me about the teams when it comes to, like, the AFC Championship. If it's Pat Mahomes versus Daniel Jones, I got to lean towards Pat Mahomes. Like, I just have.
Whoa, wait. And Indy, you're still leaning towards Pat?
Yeah, like,
Yes.
if it's Pat
Yeah,
versus me,
yes.
it just has to be that way right now.
Yeah, for sure.
But good trade on both sides in my opinion.
Now for the Jets, hell yeah.
Yep.
Like, listen, Sauce, I really think we're going to get a new and improved Sauce. Maybe I'll be wrong. It could not work, whatever. But hell yeah. Like, the Jets got this year's first and then the 27th first, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
boy. So let me just get this straight. They got
Let me see.
2 firsts this year? Or did they have 3 firsts
Well,
this year?
26. They have 3 firsts in 2027.
They have 2 firsts this year.
And 2 seconds.
3.
They got 2
firsts.
firsts.
They have.
and
I think they have 2
seconds.
firsts.
Next year they have 3
3
firsts.
firsts.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And next year's class is the one I'm pretty sure they're
And
happy
now-
about. Because that's the one they're talking about to be
Yeah, no.
the class, you know. So
Yeah,
I mean-
you have a choice now if you're the GM.
but yeah, I mean if you're the Jets, like you're doing everything the right way. You had the players, it didn't work out. You didn't try to, rein it along and find yourself in losing seasons. It's a full rebuild. It's a full rebuild, and they're doing it the right way. And hopefully, they nail some of their picks and are able to, build around this new system they have with their new coach. And
keep Justin Fields. Matter of fact, no, let's talk about it. Keep Justin Fields.
No.
Get him an offensive line foundation.
no,
Next year,
I'm pretty
get
sure.
Jeremiah Smith.
Okay, listen. There's a lot of talented players. I'm pretty sure they're stacking up these first-round picks to either choose a first-round quarterback at some point over the next 2 years,
Better not.
or trade the pick for a quarterback. But I don't know anybody.
Better
who-
not. Don't do it. Build an offensive line. Get Jeremiah Smith.
I'd be.
So you're telling me
What's up, Froggy?
you telling me you would rather have Justin Fields over someone like Mendoza or Ty Simpson?
Yeah.
Hell no.
That's exactly
not
what-
with someone you paid Justin
That's
Fields.
exactly what I'm saying.
I
Don't
agree.
do that.
I agree
You
with you.
draft him.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Build him. So they have 2 firsts this year, 2 seconds. Get offensive line, get them weapons. Next year, Jeremiah Smith, if you're in that range. And shit, they don't even have to be in that range. They have all the capital to put themselves in
trade
that
up.
range.
Right.
Get him some weapons. Spend on defense.
What they should be doing, I agree with you,
You-
but you're missing one part. What they should be doing in this year's offseason is picking up a new offensive line
Yeah.
and hella defensive players in the draft.
Yeah.
In the foundation, letting if it's Fields, let it be Fields next
If it
year.
Fields,
And in
anybody.
27, if obviously you're not expecting them to be good next year either
No.
way,
No.
you go and get your quarterback of the future, and you could figure out your backup there.
But you think so, though?
I think that's the way to do it. You want
think so, though?
to have, because you already have Garrett Wilson. Maybe you pick up
Yeah,
a receiver
Jeremiah
in
Smith.
the second or something, and you go and get your future franchise quarterback a really good offensive line and some decent defense, and see what he could do. That's what
But, bro,
Yep.
Jeremiah Smith, though, he is a dog.
There's
get
also
him and
Ryan
Garrett
Willis.
Wilson, you get him with Garrett Wilson, bro.
But you're
And an
forgetting,
offensive line.
they're going to have 3 first rounders.
Yeah,
They can get both. They can get a quarterback and Jeremy. You know what I'm saying?
that's
Like,
unheard of, man.
So
That's
they
crazy.
got the Colts, the Packers. The Cowboys didn't give up their own, did they?
the Cowboys
Yeah,
did
yeah, in
give up-
2027 for 2027, yeah.
It's the Cowboys
They got their own.
2027.
But we still have 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the Packers. Still.
So they got the Cowboys 2027, their own. Oh my God, they're in a good position.
That's some OKC stuff, kind of.
They're in a good position. They're in a great position.
I will say, it all sounds great. They're doing a great job. They're doing it the right way. This is how you rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
From past experience, there was a time where the Giants had 3 first-round picks, and it wasn't too long ago. It was 2019, and they drafted Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
They drafted Dexter Lawrence, who's been a hit. And Daniel Jones looks good, but it didn't work out in New York. That's all that matters. And then their 3rd first-round pick was DeAndre Baker, who played about 2.5 years of NFL football at cornerback, and he was out of the league. So it's hard to nail these picks, but if they do,
that's huge.
they got something going for them.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, that is so fire, bro. Now AJ said it earlier. Now if they fucking suck after this rebuild, there's no excuse.
Right.
Oh shit.
So I think the question now is, will, because we've seen coaches get fired after 1 year, will Aaron Glenn be around for this rebuild? That's the question.
Yeah, no, that's a good question.
Because we've seen bad teams fire head coaches. Like, we've seen trash teams fire head coaches not even through 1 year. For example, I think it was last year or the year before, the Panthers fired Frank Reich through like the first seven weeks.
Well, they're horrible.
Bad teams will fire head coaches.
So
That was
so
putrid, but it was putrid. But it's saying that they will fire coaches.
Right. So what's happening in New York is the head coach Aaron Glenn will be there for this rebuild.
I hope.
He's the one calling these guys. He's the one that called Sauce and told me you got traded. He's the one that had the meeting with Aaron Rodgers and was like, "Do you want to play football? Okay, we don't want you here." Like,
Right.
I don't think he's the best fit for the Jets going forward, but I do know that he is the guy they've chosen, and he will be there for the next 2 years, no doubt, throughout this rebuild at least. All right, moving on from that trade, you would think that's it for the NFL trade deadline, but this year we got a whole lot. Let's go to the next big one because this is another one. The New York Jets made another huge trade today, trading away All-Pro Quinnen Williams to the Dallas Cowboys for a 2027 first, which is the Dallas pick, a 2026 second rounder, and Mozzie Smith. I'm going to go to AJ again. This is a Cowboy fan. I want his perspective, and then I'm going to come to you, Capers, after because we got 2 Cowboy fans. But I guess two questions would be your thoughts on the trade individually, and then are they stacking up for next year? They're going to go all in for next year?
For sure. For the I'm going to answer second then first. Yeah, I think they are. I mean, obviously they want to, have an impact for Quinnen Williams because he's going to have an instant impact for sure, regardless. Kyrie's crazy, but yeah, but definitely though. I mean, he's going to help him, and we'll maybe talk about Logan Wilson too. Though I think that those are moves that you want to have like for multi-years standpoint. And what's called Quinnen Williams, he's been a All-Pro 3 times in this league too as well, and he's still playing at a high level in his prime. So that's why you do that trade for sure. I mean, if you watch the Cowboys defense, especially yesterday, like it's just lanes everywhere. Like it's awful. Oh my gosh, like never seen anything like it. But like this is a step in the right direction. Maybe this season could be lost or whatever, unless it's like 2018 where they set off 3-5 and they flipped that to 10-6. If they're able to do that, that would be crazy. But this is definitely something for the future for sure. So I think that'll help them. And I mean, he's one of the best defensive players in the league, period. So I'm pleased with it. Jerry was a man of his word this time. So, I mean, I'm not too mad about it, but, like, I hope it's just not too late. That's the main thing with me.
Yeah. My last question for you is what I was trying to ask earlier is now it kind of puts Dallas in a weird spot. Like, it's a good spot. It's better than where they were at, of course. Like, Quinnen's All-Pro, probably a top 3, top 4 defensive tackle in the league. Now it puts him into a spot where after next year, he's due for an extension, and he already got a pretty big deal. It's going to be even bigger in the second extension with Dallas now. Obviously, you got to re-sign Pickens. You got to figure out what you want to do with Diggs, and then you got to build the roster, especially the defense side of the ball. The question I want to pose to you right now is: do you feel better with Quinnen Williams and the room you have now, or would you rather kept Micah and made some different moves?
Shit, you know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna let. He wasn't asking me.
That's a good question.
Go ahead, AJ.
It is a good one. I mean, I think keeping Micah is the best thing for sure. Because I think already when we traded Micah, that set back the defense in itself there too. Because with Eberflus, you look at the scheme, it was set to rush for already with having Micah, so that would have been able to create more disruption. But that really just set them back in ways. So I think keeping Micah would have been the best thing regardless. But this is a good constellation, I would say, potentially. So I mean, I see some optimism for that for sure. But I mean, yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see how it unfolds.
Thanks. All right, Kate, I'm coming to you, bro.
So this is what I want to know. So okay,
Go ahead.
you like AJ said, you get a new defensive coordinator again. You build your defense the whole offseason around Micah, of course. You trade Micah like what, fucking 4 days before the season?
Yeah.
Trade Micah. Your defense takes a huge number one morale hit, and then they're just not good enough. Now, I'm bringing this up because I want to know something. If you re-sign Micah, couldn't you have traded? I mean, they probably wouldn't, but couldn't you have traded for Kenny Clark and Quinnen Williams?
I don't know about both.
No, because look, you get Kenny Clark, right? Kenny Clark ain't going to cost you much, and you said they were willing to get rid of him. Quinnen Williams is what, a first, second, and a player.
No, but I'm saying like from a salary cap standpoint, I don't know if it would work like that.
Yeah,
like
it wouldn't work like that.
Yeah.
They only got him.
It wouldn't have worked just because Quinnen's he's gonna be due for an extension in a year.
Okay.
So, I mean, it would have been nice for 1 year. They could have done it, but
because my point was, I'm seeing the Cowboys make these moves. I was just trying to make sure they could make these moves, maybe not re-sign Ferguson and Bland and shit like that, and then get it. But I mean, I don't know. Until we see this play out, I'm going to say Micah. Should have kept Micah. I'm always going to say that. But the Cowboys are really rebuilding, and I like the way they're rebuilding. They're building a front. You know what I'm saying? Now, Kenny Clark is good. He is really good. But he can't stop the run all by his damn self. Yeah. Now, yesterday, he made some plays against the Cardinals. I'm talking just Kenny Clark made plays. Like once when him and Ezaraku got a pressure, or when he sniffed that screen out on that third down, he's played good. But you add an interior force, something that you've never had before, and you have Kenny Clark, and you have Osa Odigizua. So I don't know what they're going to do. Obviously, they're not going to pay 3D tackles, but I like the way they're rebuilding, Joe.
Yeah, they're gonna have to choose between Kenny and
you're not gonna pay
at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, tell me, you could jump in if I'm wrong here, but I think it would be Kenny's the odd man out, just because they drafted Odigizua and they gave him a contract as well. I don't think they want to throw that out of the window just yet. Even though Kenny's been pretty productive and Odigizua has been
better than him.
Yeah, he's been a bit shaky this year.
And
but
you got
they got Reese up front.
Kenny Clark can stop the run.
Right.
Osa is a pass rush specialist, D tackle.
And he looked better when Michael was there.
True. That's it. See, there goes another point. But I'm not so sure about that, Joe, because Kenny Clark, can't we restructure him, AJ?
Yeah, you can.
Save some money. And now you got two defensive tackles playing next to each other who can stop the run and force interior pressure. I don't know, bro.
If it's gonna be,
I don't know, bro.
If it's gonna be Odigizua, the odd man out, you're gonna have to find a trade partner because you don't want to cut him and eat all that dead cap.
I know.
And then another thing,
which I'm sure you can find one.
There's a lot of ways Dallas could go about this. And they're gonna have to restructure a lot of players.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to move some guys. They're gonna have to restructure a lot of players, which they probably know. Like they probably knew what they were getting into in the trade. But it's just it's a lot that has to go on, and I don't want to be the one to try to guess who's gonna go where. But today was the right move, It's just for me, it's just still a bit confusing and just why just the mic
process.
part. Just
The
the mic.
process.
So what's confusing, Joe? What's confusing?
It's just for me. I know we're way past and we've talked about it so much, and you guys don't want to hear it. I understand
No,
that.
go ahead, bro.
But Micah got a deal, and obviously it's higher than Quinnen's. But in a year from now, you have to pay Quinnen Williams just under what Micah's getting, like 10 million under, which is still a large number. But you've traded away Micah, and then to get Quinnen, you gave away about 90% of the trade assets you got from the Micah deal. You gave away the better first-round pick back to the Jets. Now you're holding on to Green Bay, which is multiple first-round picks. Nobody could go wrong. But now you're holding on to Green Bay, which is probably a bottom 10 and compared to what yours could have been. And you're paying similar contracts. And not only are you going to pay similar contracts, you still got to pay the rest of your players. So it's like, just from the beginning, like AJ said, the process of how this all went down, could have just signed Micah and maybe not been 3-5-1 right now, Because what I think
they would have been asked what Micah.
I think defensive ends can win you games individually. I think great defensive tackles can win you like series, but they're not like a D end who's going to go get 14 sacks a year and create strip sacks and maybe even take one back to the house is going to win a game. That's a game-winning play, but a defensive tackle who's making great tackles, he just stopping the run for the most part this year, he'll win you a defensive series. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yes and no. So I want to let Froggy get in here, but I want to just say this real quick. So yeah, the easy thing is to re-sign Micah. I agree with you, bro. I never wanted Micah to leave. He never wanted to leave. He said it. He wanted the deal he got right now. He wanted that with Dallas instead of Green Bay. But if you think about it, right, with Micah being your best player, where did that get you when you built around him? Because they built around him. Osa, Trayvon, Micah, Jordan Lewis, Jerron Kearse, Van Der. Listen, they built around, but the team wasn't physical though. Now you're getting Kenny Clark, you're getting Quinnen Williams, two physical defensive tackles, something that you've been missing for decades.
Right, literally
decades. They're building, instead of building a defense from the outside in now, they're building it from the inside out. And front. The Cowboys are stressing front, and I really like that. Ezra was a good defensive end. He'll never be Micah, but he'll be really good. And if you can build your front four out, it'll be fine. Number two,
he's good at run stopping too.
Ezra is really good, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The defense is garbage, but he's definitely been a bright spot for sure. Now, what I'm saying is, okay, so what? The Cowboys got rid of their second for this year.
Right.
In this deal, they got rid of their second for this year and the first rounder in 2027, which I think the Jets found much more valuable than the first round for this year.
Right. Which I agree with that. So this is what I'm saying. If the Cowboys are going to hit the trajectory that we think they're going to hit, or that they're banking on hitting, that first round pick is going to be around the same level as Green Bay's.
It's true.
If you know what I'm saying, like if they hit that trajectory, depending on what they do. So I think it was a great trade. You gotta pay him in a year. You can afford to pay him.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at this shit. I'm gonna say that I said that, but I'm gonna read it out loud. You got to restructure Dak. You get $30 million. CD, you get 19. You can restructure Osa and keep him, and you get 12. Tyler Smith, 17. Deron Bland, $8 million. Ferguson, $4 million. You could cut Terrence Steele early and get $8 million, or do a post June 1st and get 14. If you cut Diggs, you get $12 million. Kenny Clark, you can restructure him or cut him. I hope they restructure him. I really do.
Yeah.
I just don't think
you get $7 million.
I just don't think you could keep $64 million worth of defensive tackles in that roster. It has to go elsewhere.
So
does it though? Maybe.
I think
but there's the thing. You got money with these restructures though.
Yeah, but
true. A question I wanted to ask you and AJ was, kind of like Joe's question did both of y'all, but if y'all would have kept Micah, right, and you talked about still getting Quinnen, do you think Jerry would have been open to? Do you think Jerry would have included someone like Osa to the deal instead?
Wait, say
Instead
that
of
again.
Mozzie? Or you think it
Say
would?
that again.
'Cause I
Can you
think
say that all over my
if
bed?
you
I'm so
keep,
sorry.
if you signed Micah,
Yeah.
if you signed Micah, right?
Oh, I think I know
Do
where
you
you're going with
think
that.
that to still get Quinnen,
Right.
do you think Jerry would have traded Osa instead?
He probably would have had to
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
because
that was the
you
case.
can't, you can't, like Joe said, you can't keep 60+ million on just D tackles.
No, Joe's right. Joe's right. But dog, then get rid of Osa then. You know what I'm saying, AJ? Like,
Yeah.
if that's the case, bro, the Cowboys will go to playoff games or play good teams, and they would just get fucking bullied, bro.
Yes. Yes.
They would just get bullied.
Just football at their eyes. Yeah,
And Osa has been a part of that getting bullied.
for sure.
So if that's the case, okay, it was an overpay or whatever. Get rid of Osa. Keep Kenny Clark. I'm telling you, keep Kenny Clark, bro. He's going to do you way more help than Osa can.
I think it's hard to make that. We'll see what they make how they make their minds up. I mean, another thing with Kenny, he's 3 years older than Osa. And he's already 30 years old, and you know how the NFL works. Once you hit 30, it's like, all right, they kind of just push him out and try to get younger. But my last thing, let me keep bothering you a little bit.
Good, come on, let's do it.
You're talking about all these restructuring, which is great, but the players also have
down the line.
players also have to accept these restructures. They can refuse. Like, I'm sure Dak will. I think he's
He already
always
said it for George Pickens.
the team in the right way. Like, he's a team first guy, but Lamb just got paid last year.
Well, they restructured him this past offseason.
Joe, this is the thing. You still get that money, Joe. The player, you know that, right? They're not losing any money.
Well, they lose it off their base salary.
It's just getting pushed back. They don't lose it. It just gets pushed back.
The money's
kinda
just
like-
getting deferred.
Yeah, so you still get the same money. You're just getting it later towards the end of your deal.
Right. And
So it's not like they got to say no to where, oh my God.
Right.
Like, you're still going to get the same money. You know what I mean?
players have, because they could restructure it into bonuses. They could restructure it into incentives.
Incentives, right? Yeah.
So some players don't want, I had money and now you're going to make me go get it in this incentive. I have to go get 10 sacks. Like, I'm just making up a stat.
Yeah.
Some players don't want to do that. But if they're able to do that, yeah, great trade. Could have been much easier, but they got it.
Okay, so now you do make a good point with that. But I do want to ask you this question.
Yes.
How good, you specifically, and Froggy actually, how good do you guys think Quinnen Williams is?
I'll let Froggy go first.
I think Quinnen is one of the most. I think he's one of the premier run-stopping defensive tackles in football. I think him and Vita Vea are in the same category of not the greatest pass rushers in terms of defensive tackle, but when it comes to run-stopping, they're amazing. So I think then that's one of the biggest things, because y'all have been generating more pass rush than earlier in the season, but stopping runs always still been difficult. And like you said, Kenny Clark can't do it by himself.
No.
And Osa's part of getting bullied. So now you add a premier guy who just never gets bullied on the interior, along with Kenny Clark, plus the pass rush that Ezra, who's developing, and Sam Williams, who's been very underappreciated. I think that front's coming together. I think it's the right move.
It's not done, but I think it's coming together.
Yeah.
I kind of push back on that just a little bit, especially to the point where he doesn't get bullied around at all. I mean, listen, he's been on a stacked Jets front for the past how many years, and what have the Jets done? They had like 1 or 2 good years as a solid defense, and then it just went out the window. It's not the individual players that make the defense better. It has to come with firing Eberflus, getting the right system, putting the right pieces in the right places. Yeah, Quinnen Williams is a top 5, maybe top 4 defensive tackle in the league.
They got him number 1 against the run right now.
Yeah. but
Mhm.
it's his numbers have also gone down in the pass rush significantly over the last 3 years. I mean, he had 12 sacks only like 3 years ago, which is like out of a defensive tackle.
It's
Hell
crazy.
yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what he got his
That's
money.
fucking crazy. Yeah.
And then he goes down to 5, then he 5.5, then he goes up to 6, and he only has 1 this year. But obviously his run defense is outstanding. So it really is just what you want. Like for me
Right.
personally, I think the Dallas Cowboys defense was at its best recently when they weren't the best defense in the league, but with Micah and them, they were creating turnovers. They were getting to the quarterback. That's why they were getting to the quarterback. Mike was getting strip sacks, taking it back to the crib. They were getting to the quarterback. Bland was getting every pick six because of that pressure. It all comes together. So I think Quinnen Williams is a very good move for Dallas. I just think he's a less effective player than what Micah Parsons would have been. And that's just kind of where Jerry got them to. That's just kind of where Jerry got
sure.
Now, but this is the thing. What happens when they were blocking Micah and the Cowboys were getting bullied in the run game?
Yeah,
and they were just controlling the game.
You could take it either way because now hopefully you guys can stop the run, but
hopefully, yeah, no.
Like, hopefully a couple of your guys come back like Overshown and Jadeveon Clowney had a decent game last night, but there still hasn't been consistent pressure from the Dallas Cowboys defensive line anyway, because like I said, you got to put all the right pieces together with the right scheme. And even if you're able to get to the quarterback, that ball's getting out so fast because those safeties and corners are getting burnt so easily. So I'll tell you, it's the right start, and he's a fantastic player, but you just got to build everything the right way. It's kind of like it's the same way with like the Jets. Like they got to get the right start first. You guys already have talented players, and obviously, and then they got to build everything the right way, and we'll see.
Okay, so last question before we move on to another trade. In your opinion, how do they build it the right way?
Well, I think AJ can agree with me. I think everyone here can agree with me. I think Eberflus has to go. There's clearly a direction where they want to go. They want to stop the run, and they want to, rely on the run stopping to create pressure. I think you have to. I know they're going to re-sign Pickens and let Diggs go. That's just the way it's going to be, especially after this trade.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to hit on some corners and some safeties in the draft, or try to get somebody to come over and be a not a shutdown corner, but you need a one, especially with Diggs going out. Because before we hopped on, we said we like Bland, but I don't think he's a number one corner. Like I think he's great at forcing turnovers, and I think he's a really good number two. But you got to get a one, and then with that being said, losing Diggs, you really got to find a one because we saw what happened. Brissett was throwing the ball all over the field last night. So I think add to the secondary, actually, let's transition right here, and I'm going to let AJ start. You add to the secondary over the offseason, whatnot, but they have started to add to the linebacker group, which is huge because the linebacker group has been injured and just poor. They've been playing terrible. They added Logan Wilson for a 7th-round pick. I think that's a fantastic trade. I'm going to let AJ start, though.
Great trade.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. And also with the secondary standpoint, too, they're hoping that their rookie Siobhan Rebel is able to be really good, too. So, I mean, that'll help there. But, yeah, now Logan Wilson being there, I mean, I don't know exactly what happened in Cincinnati. I mean, obviously, they are poor defense, too. A lot of people bring that up as well. But they drafted some younger players as well, too. So I think he just fell out of favor there. He wanted out anyway. So he was productive for them the past couple of years ago. So that should be good. But, yeah, linebacker matters so much because if you can't read and get back in coverage, as we've seen the Dallas Cowboys struggle with Kenneth Murray be so bad and Shamar James still being a rookie, it's going to show, especially from a run stopping standpoint. The run fits have been awful. And then like we saw in the Carolina game too, not having that help from a secondary standpoint, I mean, that's going to really just kill you. So I think Logan, he'll be able to help for sure from not only a veteran standpoint, but it's really being instinctual and hopefully being able to help this system not only this year, but maybe hopefully a new system as well next year. I mean, the real question with this defense too as well, besides personnel, is like who's going to be the next DC potentially if they hire that. Now, I hope Jerry Jones and them aren't too stubborn to be like, defense look better, stuff like that. Let's bring back Eberflus another year because that would just be so tone deaf in my opinion.
That's what's going to happen.
I'm not gonna lie, I can see it.
There's not really.
You heard what Jerry said, right?
Yeah,
It's
the
my
continuity.
mistake. It's my mistake not bringing back having 3 different coordinators in 3 different years.
It's like what?
Yeah,
it's
like-
funny. What he said there is right, but
That's what I'm saying. No, he's actually is right
you
though.
don't have the right one right now. though.
Right,
Everyone knows
exactly.
that.
And
Go out
teams
get a new
switch
one.
teams switch DCs all the time too. Though I mean, obviously it's not ideal, but you can definitely still get a better, improved defense from switching coordinators, even if you have to do it that much. So
Now, do the Cowboys have to get rid of Eberflus though?
I think
I
so.
Do
think
they
so.
have to? Because
okay.
we watched last night's game. That wasn't him.
Now,
I don't think Eberflus has the right pieces.
that's true too.
Mhm.
Yo, listen,
So with this now though, with him getting these players and assets, now we have a real like blueprint to see the rest of the year. So if it
real
doesn't get
test.
better, then you got to
Yeah,
fire him.
absolutely. At least you get a little bit of talent into that defense, so you can evaluate over the next 8 weeks or whatever.
Yeah,
And you can have your answer then. You don't have to wait
Mhm.
another whole season to find out.
yeah,
And then,
because I'm
you
looking
don't
at
fire
this.
him mid-season next year either, like that. you know.
Exactly.
If you remember, he was running zone and wouldn't get out of zone at all. Then he ran man, and they were getting torched. But he was running man, backed off 10 to 12 yards.
Mhm.
He wasn't letting them play. He was letting them wait for the route to come and then react.
Right.
So then I noticed yesterday he started blitzing more.
Mhm.
The blitz was not getting home. Not only was he blitzing, he was also letting the corners press and play up and use their skills and strengths, and they were still getting beat on crossing routes or a bunch of stop routes.
Here's one thing I could just
That doesn't look like that's Eberflus's fault.
But here's one thing I think that it is his fault a little bit. Obviously, it's not the most talented defense.
That
Everyone
too.
knows that.
Injuries.
You have a whole week of practice, and these coordinators come up with a scheme and a game plan for the game.
Supposed
Yeah.
to.
And I don't
True.
think, could be wrong, I don't think Matt Eberflus and the Dallas Cowboys defense met last week and was just saying, you know what? If this doesn't work originally, we're going to change to this. And then when that doesn't work, we're going to change to this. And
Mhm.
good defenses come in, they know what they want to play on that side of the ball, and they stick to it. They don't change it up every other play. Like, what's going to work? How do we stop this offense? Right. So
That's completely right. Before the team
I
started,
ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I'm not blaming Eberflus no more, bro. After
you'll
what I
find out the
seen,
last
I
week.
mean,
after what I saw yesterday, go ahead, Froggy. I don't know.
I don't think he should have been hired in the first place. I think y'all should have. I thought y'all should have gave Al Harris the DC job. I thought Al Harris, your DB coach or your old DB coach, should have been the new DC. I thought he knew all the player schemes. I thought Al Harris should have been the new defensive coordinator. Of course, he's with the Bears now, but I think after, Eberflus is not good. He's not a good defensive coordinator. He's not a good head coach. He's a college coach. That's what he said. Just be college. But
Loki, I'm
to your
kind
point,
of an idiot. I'm kind of an idiot for answering or rebuttaling Capers because AJ, you're the person that should be rebuttaling Capers right now because you're the actual Cowboys fan, and you don't think that you should keep him, right?
Yeah, I mean, okay, if the defense improves the rest of the
Now,
year, then I'll
AJ, be
say-
honest on what you're seeing, though.
No, for sure. No, I agree. I agree. But some things you have to change. But like I said, if the defense isn't improved with these, new pieces and stuff like that too for the rest of the year, then I guess you can maybe bring them back. But if it doesn't improve and it just stays the same or it's worse, I mean, you have to do something. I mean, obviously you have to add better players, yes, and stuff like that too. But like we talked about though, I mean, the Jones made that hire for Eberflus. Schottenheimer didn't hire him as a DC because usually you let the head coach hire the staff. But I mean, which he mostly did, but he didn't hire the DC. Like Eberflus was hired before Schottenheimer. So yeah, I mean, they just have to improve. I mean, in my opinion, for him to come back or at least be fine with it.
That's probably one of the funniest comments I've seen on this show yet. But anyway, my final thoughts on this deal. I think it's a great trade for both sides. If Dallas is able to, if they know what they're doing, which I'm sure Jerry might, but we'll find out. We can only find out over the next few years, and we'll see how that unfolds. Another trade.
Bring them back, and just build continuity. Go ahead, bro.
Another trade. I'll start with this one. Seattle is going all in this year. They traded for Rashid Shaheed, wide receiver from the New Orleans Saints. They only give they gave up a fourth and a fifth, which might be a little expensive for Rashid Shaheed, especially with his expiring deal.
What?
What do you guys think about Seattle going all in?
Go ahead,
Did you guys
Mike.
talk about the Sauce trade yet? Or,
Yeah.
All right. Can I explain those two trades real quick? Since
Go
I
ahead,
just
bro.
popped in. That Sauce trade, I think they gave up too much. Reason being, he has declined in the past 2 years. He hasn't been his same self. He's been, holding a lot, even though they don't really call PIs on him. He's been, apparently, according to Next Gen Stats, he's only allowed 1 reception for most of the receivers or something like that. 2 first and AD Mitchell, who, the only reason he got traded was because he dropped the football right before the end zone, which cost him a touchdown. I think 1 first and probably a second was good. I'd say good enough. Maybe a first and a third,
One first.
maybe just 1 first. Who knows?
I just think a first for a cornerback that isn't like Darrell Revis is crazy.
A lot. Yeah.
A first for him, the way he's declined, they could have got a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
what I'm-
Two
I just think that the Colts were desperate. They want to go all in. Even though Daniel Jones, hopefully this Daniel Jones year isn't a fluke year and he plays well next year. But the Jets, I think, fleeced the shit out of the Colts easily.
Yeah.
They're going to a full-blown rebuild now, which, honestly, they should have ever since Aaron Rodgers left, but they decided to go with Justin Fields and hope to God that he did something, which he can. The Colts got fleeced. We'll see how Sauce plays with the Colts and with a way better D-line and, better secondary. Now, when it comes to the Cowboys trade, I do like this trade, but what direction are they fucking going in? Like, it doesn't make... I guess money-wise it makes sense, but, there's not really a general direction of where you're going. You want to beef up the D-line because you can't stop the run ever. I don't remember the last time you guys have been able to stop the run. But Donovan Nzaraku's been coming up recently. He's been good. I don't know much about Kenny Clark because I don't watch the games. But I think Quentin Williams is definitely going to help the D-line. It's a good thing you guys kept your both first for this year. I think that's a great movie, and then giving up your first next year. But I think the Jets still fleeced you guys for first and second. And Mozzie Smith might as well have been cut to the point of adding him. He's probably one of the biggest busts in the Cowboys history, I would guess.
For sure. Him.
But with the Jets for both of these trades, full-blown rebuild, 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years, and you have 3 first-round picks for what looks to be one of the best upcoming draft classes in the past 5 years. So we'll see if they're able to hit on them, but I do think that the Jets made amazing trades and trades they couldn't pass up on today.
Yeah, quickly, just to finish that, I think they made amazing trades today as well. I just think I think they won both of the trades. But I just think you can't say fleece until you see everything pan out. Like if Quentin Williams goes to the Cowboys and just takes over their defensive line, and now they can stop the run, and things change. That's a win for the Cowboys. If Sauce Gardner becomes lockdown one alongside Ward on the Colts, and they make a deep playoff push, and then they sign Jones and they continue to play good, that's a win for the.
You also got Kenny Moore.
They also have Kenny Moore, slot corner, who's great. So and then finally, you have to see what the Jets do with these picks, and then wait 3 years to see if the players are good. Yeah. So it's way too early to call anything wins and losses and fleeces. But I do also think the Jets did very well for themselves.
Do you think the Colts have the best secondary in the NFL?
On paper.
On paper, probably. Yeah.
It used to be the Ravens until we saw how they played.
Man.
Exactly. But let's go back.
Go ahead.
Yes, Seattle acquired Rashid Shaheed from New Orleans, going all in this year, trading a 4th round and a 5th round pick, 2026. What are you guys' thoughts on that? I think it means that Seattle thinks, a team like the Colts, they think they could go all the way this year.
I think a great trade for the Seattle, in my opinion. I think a 4th and a 5th. I'm pretty sure Rashid Shaheed is expiring. He's one of probably the best deep threats in the league, I would say.
For sure.
His speed is undeniable. He can help other receivers by spreading out the ball and spreading out the field. This is exactly what the Seahawks needed. I mean, Torrey Horton is a good rookie. He's a 6'3" speedy wide receiver, but he's not, established yet. JSN is probably the best receiver in the league right now. Cooper Kupp, he's on the downside of his career. He's still having a decent year, but they needed that third established wide receiver that they can count on. That's what Shaheed's going to do. He's probably going to extend there. I do think that this is a great trade for the Saints, and not Saints for the Seahawks, and for the Saints too, because you got something for an expiring contract. But I do see Seattle winning a playoff game. I would say.
I'll go to AJ next. I mean, for me, I just think to pair a deep threat, like you said, he's top 3 in deep threat receivers in the NFL. I mean, to pair him with JSN, who's been probably the first or second best receiver this year, he looks amazing. Like the breakout of JSN this year is just unbelievable. He looks like he's going to be one of the better receivers in the league for a long time. And then obviously Darnold's playing his ass off. Like this offense came into the year, we all thought they were going to be like run first. This team throws the ball and they do it really well. So for me, I think it's just adding another player. Why not go try to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I echo those same sentiments for sure too. I mean, JSN is on pace to have 2,000 receiving yards right now. Like it's insane. And Rashid Shaheed, I mean, like Michael said, this might be Taylor Cosmic.
I bet you will never get to a dressed up as for Halloween.
You can't dress up as yourself.
Right.
But anyway, AJ, continue.
Yeah, but now adding Rashid Shaheed is going to allow that offense to be even more explosive, which is kind of crazy to think about. And I mean, it makes Seattle very intriguing in terms of what they'll look like in the NFC from a playoff picture standpoint. But also, I'm intrigued to see who's going to win the NFC West division because them and the Rams. I mean, it's kind of like that last year, but now even more so with the Seahawks being better this year too.
And the 49ers.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Them two next as well too. But even though I think that they'll finish third,
which is kind of crazy that the 49ers are still competing with the amount of injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get it.
Exactly. But I mean, obviously, maybe trading a 4th and a 5th might be a little rich to some people. But I mean, hey, for the Seahawks,
I think it's perfect value.
Yeah, exactly. They're going all in. They have one of the best defenses in the league too. So I mean, I don't think it's a bad trade. I think it'll only help them for sure.
Yeah, I agree, AJ. I think he's like Mike said, he's one of the best deep threats in the league. Now you have another because DK, when they had DK was a deep threat. DK was a little underwhelming. We thought he would be kind of what AJ Brown was or is. Next thing you know, JSN just shoots out of a cannon.
Mm-hmm.
And now you add, like Joey said, we thought they were going to run the ball this year and then pass. No, they're pass.
Sure.
Now you got Rashid Shaheed.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that fucking offense with him, Kupp, JSN, Charbonnet, Kenny Walker, bro, that fucking offense is lethal, bro.
So one thing I'll say is
that's a good move.
I saw this on Twitter a few months ago, and it's shocking how bad this is. But the whole reason why JSN wasn't producing in the first place was because their wide receiver coach or offensive coordinator was letting them down. Now, I don't know where he worked in the past, nor do I give a shit. But wherever he's worked, those wide receivers have had the worst years of their career. Now, I don't know how he still has a job. I don't know where he's at now. I mean, just look at the worst receivers in the league, and you'll probably see him. But he shouldn't have a job, and I knew that when they drafted JSN that they could have the best wide receiver trio in the league with DK, JSN. I'm not sure if Lockett was on that. Lockett was probably
he was there.
He was there, yeah. But I was saying that could have been the best trio in the league just because of how good I knew JSN was at Ohio State. Mm-hmm. And now he's finally breaking out, and I think he's the best receiver in the league. And it's not even close.
No.
JSN.
He's having the best season. I'll say that.
JSN's having the best season.
Okay. He's having the best season.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they said. That's what they do every year, though. Like
Yeah, the
last
best
year, they
part.
took Jamar over Jefferson, which
Right.
I guess it's even, but we think it's Jefferson. He's been so consistent. Now JSN's reaching heights. Like he's going to be in that conversation soon. 3 weeks from now, Rashee Rice is going to be in that conversation.
Dude, oh my God, Rashee Rice.
All
I
right,
got to drop Xavier Worthy.
I think there is one more.
Wait, before you get to that,
The Joe Tryon
I have a
thing.
question. Last year, what was the big trade? Was it the Lattimore trade
Probably.
at the deadline? That was the biggest one.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's it.
Maybe the Eagles. Maybe the Eagles made one that we don't remember.
This deadline went crazy.
Oh, we got to talk about. Did you guys talk about the Jalen Phillips trade?
No.
No, we didn't. I honestly thought
we did on Monday.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't here. Okay.
All right. So the last one of relevance, I'll call it. No disrespect to anybody else, but Jacoby Myers traded to the Jacksonville Jaguars today for a 4th and a 6th. This is what me and Mike disagreed on, I think, earlier, and I want everyone's thoughts. My thoughts really quick. It's an expiring deal. The Jaguars traded away a first-round pick to draft Travis Hunter. Yes, I know he's on IR. He may be missing the rest of the year. We don't really know what's going on with his knee. Do you go and get a Jacoby Myers on an expiring deal and waste more draft capital because you think you're contending this year? Like, I don't understand why they go and get him. Are you getting rid of Brian Thomas Jr. in the offseason?
Maybe.
Like,
Which
if you're
would be stupid.
Which would be so stupid.
which would be
My-
where are they going, Mike?
So the way I see this is you have Brian Thomas Jr., rumors of circulating of him getting traded and whatnot. That's okay. Who cares? Travis Hunter on IR for a knee injury. We don't know the length of the injury or the length of the time he's out and the severity of the injury. I like this trade just because I saw on Twitter that they have a boatload of picks. So giving up a 4th and a 6th was basically a bag of chips for them. I mean, they have, I think, over 10 picks in the next draft or something like that. I have no idea. They're day 3 picks. But I like this trade because Jacoby Myers is a very, very underrated receiver. He was on the Raiders. He was, I think, wide receiver 1. He was wide receiver 1, but they just weren't using him right because they don't even have weapons. When you have Jacoby Myers, it's not the – huh?
Besides Bowers.
But he's a tight end. I'm talking about wide receiver.
Yeah.
But on the Raiders, he wasn't the number 1 option, and you have Bowers taking up everything. I like this trade just because he doesn't have to worry about he could just run routes and do things. He doesn't have to be the main person or second to main person. You got Brian Thomas, you got Travis Hunter. Giving up a bag of chips for someone you could probably extend and he won't cost that much money. I think it's just getting a wide receiver that way you have someone to throw to while Brian Thomas Jr. may not be having the best season. Travis Hunter is injured. I don't know any other weapons on the Jags because they're all trash.
That's Parker Washington.
Parker Washington, exactly. That's what I meant. So I'd say giving up a bag of chips for a decent receiver that could be wide receiver 3 on the team, I'd say it's not a bad trade. It just depends on the contract that they're going to give him.
Can I push back real quick before I let the other two hop in? I just have one more question for Mike because I understand your standpoint of what bring him in. Yeah, it works for them for sure, but if Travis Hunter isn't going to miss extensive time like the rest of the year, which I think he's going to, but say he isn't, you bring in Jacoby's a slot guy. He's decent on the outside, but he can work in the inside a lot better. And then you also have Brian Thomas Jr., who's been on the outside, played the inside as well. And you're bringing in Jacoby. And are they really going to extend Jacoby Myers with Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter? Because you're going to have to extend them two as well if you want to keep them on the team in 2 years. So I just don't understand why. I understand he fits the team well right now, but why him and why that contract? It makes no sense to me.
Realistically, it could just be a rental. I mean, like I said, you have a boatload of picks, and you don't need them all because you're not. I mean, at one point, you're not going to be able to sign a whole rookie class if you have 14 picks or whatever. I mean, it just depends on where you choose those players and how the contracts are going to work out.
Right.
But you could just have this guy for a rental, 4th and a 5th. I mean, that's nothing done. You could literally just have him for a rental and then, see what his open market is. And, you can keep him. He'll be a decent wide receiver that Trevor Lawrence could throw to. But Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter, Jacoby Myers, it's a decent wide receiver core. It's not a good one, but it can work
Solid.
out.
Yeah,
It's solid. Yeah, it's solid.
Anyone else have thoughts on this trade?
I think it's a good trade, bro. So listen, what are they? What's their record right now? 5-3.
Yeah,
5-3.
Yeah, they're 5-3. They're competing for their division, but what I was kind of
They're
getting
trying
at
to make
was
a push, bro.
like they're not gonna go win the Super Bowl, and I hope
Yeah.
they don't do that. Like
Yeah,
Like-
well,
They've made two very weird trades
I don't-
this year.
I don't mind it.
AJ.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. Like I said, it's a solid move too. I mean, I think at best they would be a wild card team. Like if you look at this current standings, like they would be the last team in the AFC to be in the wild card picture. So, I
Wait,
mean,
what did they give up for Jacoby?
4 and a 5.
4-5, yeah,
What?
No,
The Bills have done
4 and 6. 4 and 6.
4-6.
The
Oh,
Bills
okay.
have
Even
done that
better.
easily.
Yeah, right. Like that's a team.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
It's better.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you know what? Let's talk about that for a quick 2 seconds here. Where were the Buffalo Bills today?
I
I know they're
swear.
coming off a
I
win against the
swear.
Kansas City Chiefs.
I swear.
Do they just not want their quarterback to succeed at this point? Like, what is
They're
going on?
complacent. And their run defense still isn't great, by the way, too.
Mm-mm.
I think
The only
that Josh
reason
Allen
why
can
they-
elevate everybody in that. I
Whoa.
mean, his receivers will just become crazy good just because it's Josh Allen.
Hold on. He can elevate everybody.
What did I say? You can't?
Just saying.
There,
All right.
there,
He absolutely can
funny
elevate
rule.
everybody.
I'm,
I mean,
I,
they
there
did
is
it.
a funny rumor. It's a funny rumor that the Bills called Houston about Christian Kirk.
I don't remember.
That was the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Jacoby Myers is better than Christian Kirk. I don't know
For sure.
why.
Oh, easily.
You're settling for a wide receiver when you have when Brandon Bean has, I think, I can't remember the Jaguars range like 10ish picks next year. I don't know why you're settling. Jacoby Myers for like a 6 and a 4th, easy. It's easy. Go get him. Go help Josh Allen out because Shakir's good. Coleman's been very underwhelming, and Palmer,
The Florida State guy, that's one.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Myers could have been in a situation where
Mhm.
he gets traded to the Bills, and the Bills are a team that could extend him because
Right.
they have no other receivers outside of Shakir's a good. That's it. So I don't know, but I guess with that being said, that really recaps all of the major deals today. I do want to say I really like the Logan Wilson for a 7th round pick. I don't
Yeah, I
understand,
do too.
I don't understand what the Bengals are doing. Like
I'm telling you.
he cost $1 million. You could have found another way to
Mhm.
figure out the $1 million. But Dallas picks up a decent player. Hopefully, he can play even better than how he, better than
Kenny
Where he's
fucking
been.
Murray.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And,
Not a high bar.
Cincinnati just loses another player on the defensive side of the ball. But
I
I
think
guess that's it.
I
I
Hey,
think
I
the
just
Dolphins
wanna-
should have made much more.
I just want to say this to AJ. AJ, I did a rebuild on Madden earlier after the moves the Cowboys did,
Mhm.
and I didn't do anything else. I just simulated it after I made the trades.
Mhm.
The Cowboys won out and lost. No, they lost one game. I think it was to the Chargers, and we made the playoffs as a 6th seed.
was it a wild card exit.
Yeah, we lost to the Rams.
Wait, what round? What round?
Wild card.
I think.
I mean,
I
that'd be
think
better than what they are right now. I mean,
Yeah, so AJ, there is hope. EA is giving us some hope.
yeah, not for
Oh,
sure. I mean, run the last thing. I mean, the Cowboys were 3-5 in 2018 before
Yep.
trading for Amari Cooper. Then they went 10-6 and lost in the divisional round against the Rams. So right now they're 3-5-1. So we'll see what happens. I mean, there's still a lot of season left. So
I think the question I want to present to y'all is: Was there a player that y'all thought was like a surefire, still gonna get traded?
Minka
And
Fitzpatrick.
they didn't. I guess I'll
Bradley
go
Chubb.
first. I'm gonna let the guys go after, or let y'all go. I thought by the deadline, I thought Bradley Chubb was wearing a new uniform. I think he's a really solid pass rusher. The money is I think that's the biggest deferral on why teams want Jalen Phillips more than him, because Jalen Phillips is getting. I think he's getting paid less
and
He's-
younger.
by a month.
He's expiring.
Yeah, and then Chubb's I think making around is he in the 20-ish mils or the 30,
No, it's fucking
like
30 mil.
30 mil? Okay,
Yes,
like
for a bum.
him and Minka. I thought they were good as gone. I thought Calvin Ridley would have been good as gone from Tennessee. Again, Bills. I don't know what you were doing, but I want to get y'all's input on who y'all thought was going to get dealt.
Yeah, really quick for me, just to rebuttal those. I think a lot of people expected those players to be gone, but we kind of touched on it. Like, takes two to tango, and I don't see a lot of people wanting 30-year-old Calvin Ridley on his contract. I don't see a lot of people wanting Bradley Chubb's contract. And that's really it for me. And then I don't really have a player. I just think Green Bay should have tried to do something. They just lost Nate Hobbs. Their corners are extremely slim right now. And they also just lost Tucker Kraft, and Michael Mayer was out there.
I heard they were trying to get Njoku.
They were close to Njoku, so that's it for me.
Browns aren't budging on him though.
Browns are the Browns.
I thought that Minka was getting moved. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think the reason why he didn't get moved was because we had too much of an asking price. Too high of an asking price. We probably wanted a second or a first for him.
I thought the Chargers would have been more active in terms of getting like a running back because Vidal's been okay, but like I thought you would at least try to get someone else.
They can't now because it would be a waste of draft capital for them to go get like Brees, right? Say they wanted to go get Brees. They just lost Joe Alt for the season again.
Yeah.
Their line has just been so banged up all year. Started in OTAs to the point where if you trade, they were asking for a third-round pick. If you give up that third-round pick for Brees, what is that going to get you now with that banged-up O-line? It's just, I think for me, it's a waste of draft capital, and they could just stick with Vidal for the rest of the year. And Hampton should be back, I think, like week 13 or something if they're going to make a playoff.
Oh, he's coming back this year?
Yeah, they're saying like 13 or something later than expected.
I thought Brees Hall was definitely
They
going to
traded
get
for
traded.
Penning.
But who gives a shit about him?
The Chiefs offered the fourth for Brees, and the Jets wanted a third. So
The Jets stayed very firm, and they made great business today. If he was on the Chiefs, dude, Brees Hall not getting traded.
Bro, they still should have got rid of Brees Hall though.
Bro, he was on Twitter saying, "Bro, trade me, dude."
They should have got rid of Brees Hall.
It's not even about like him wanting out. I understood all the trades they made today. Like Sauce contract, I thought it was trash from when they signed him. You don't give that type of corner that type of money unless, like I said, he's like Darrell Revis, which it's really hard to come by nowadays. You don't want to force that contract onto him. But the Brees Hall thing is, I think they've made it known that they're not going to be re-signing Brees Hall. Why do you not trade him?
Exactly.
Like there's only
exactly.
Don't be so stubborn. Accept the 4th round pick. If you're not going to get anything out of it,
fucking 4th round pick.
like I thought. Well, I thought Jermaine Johnson was good as gone because apparently the Niners made like one final push to get Jermaine Johnson. I think they wanted a second for him.
Yeah, a second is too much for his ass.
That's like I thought a third for not for both of them, but I thought a third for each of them was fair.
Even a third's a lot for Jermaine.
Well, I mean he's still really talented though, and in terms of
he's talented, but he hasn't really done much. He's been injured.
The production, yeah.
But in terms of that, the Niners kind of need that. Like they made, I think they offered 2/3 for him. I think New York declined. Yeah, I think the Niners offered 2/3 for Jermaine. I think they declined. And the Bears were also in on Jermaine too.
But yeah, let's wrap this up. Because we could go for hours about this, but let's wrap this up. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed, all the trade deadline coverage today throughout the day. I thought it was hands down the best NFL trade deadline we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
It's just a great feeling because, just what makes this sport fun. Like teams, if they're close to going to the championship, go out and try to win a championship. Capers, we can't see that.
I think what the hell is that?
What's that?
Whatever. Let's. If you're enjoying the content, everybody like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys on Monday morning. No, I'm sorry, it's Friday. We'll see you guys on Friday morning. Peace.